Welcome. This is the very first Jenny's Rules podcast.
The Virgin Run.
Yeah, this is it. This is the start.
Popping the cherry.
Are you getting nervous?
Not at all.
Oh, good.
No.
Me either. It's fine. Team BMC is with me today. I've got Tammy Myers and Gary Bergen.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. First of all, I want to say you guys did a huge announcement this week. Talked about switching groups.
Brokerages.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead and lead into that.
Well, we made a pretty big move. I think we've been in the same place for a long time.
A very long time.
Mm-hmm.
14 years for me and about that same.
A little more than me for me.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the same.
Where are you guys now at?
We changed brokerages from Century 21 Price Right to Silvercreek Realty Group. They're an Idaho-based real estate company. Actually, the top selling real estate company in the state of Idaho since 2014.
Oh, wow.
They're mostly down south. They do have an office in Coeur d'Alene, but they're mostly southern Idaho, but they're huge down there.
Yeah.
Huge.
Wow.
It's a brokerage of agents created for agents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. And you guys just announced this Monday, start of the week. And like you said when we first came in, that it's been a week.
It's been a week. It's a good week. It's transition to, learning new processes, forms, how to do everything the way they want it.
Yeah.
Cleaning
Structure.
out old files, going through all the stuff you don't really need.
Man.
I know.
Changing over everything. Like my truck's got to get rewrapped. Her back window's got to get redone. We frantically got new signs.
I know you guys did all new emails and
our
logins.
email had to change.
Yeah.
The only thing that's the same is us and our phone numbers.
There you go.
That's about it.
I printed out 17 pages of passwords.
Holy cow.
I had to go
Holy cow.
check all those
You guys
sites
use
and update it all.
LastPass? It's the only way. Darrow got me hooked on LastPass.
I haven't even heard of it.
Oh, it saves all your passwords.
Oh yeah, I've got stuff that saves my passwords.
it's
but when you're changing
best.
your emails and all the things, you want to have it in a very safe place.
So you don't want a Word document that says passwords and that's not good?
No. I don't think cybersecurity will enjoy that.
I'm screwed.
A little bit more safety. Go ahead, Gary. I'll start with you. Tell me how long you've been in real estate. What year did you decide to start, or give me kind of a basic rundown.
I will give you the quick and dirty.
Perfect.
I started real estate at the height of the housing crash, the great housing crash of our decade or our lifetime, I guess, in 2007. I left a job with the state of Idaho and thought, I have no idea what I want to do with my life. Thought about going back to college. Actually knew a couple of people in real estate, and they said, just come in. It's not really a great time, but it'll help you some sideline income until you can figure out what you want to do. I've been here ever since.
And that was here in town?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started out with a little tiny brokerage called Realty Associates. It was co-owned by a couple of different agents. That was bought out by Century 21 Butler and Associates out of Coeur d'Alene. And then Wendy Price purchased it. She had Price Right Realty. She purchased the franchise, and I've never left.
So this is your third, I guess.
My third brokerage overall, yeah.
Oh, your whole career.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very cool. What about you, Tammy?
I started just before Gary in 2006.
Okay.
I was a photographer working for a place in Yakima, and I did not want to stay there.
Yakima.
Right. And my family, my dad, mom, and I had flipped a couple houses and done, the dirty clean out of the cheap houses. And apparently my father thought I was going to be a good real estate agent. So he kind of encouraged, and I did classes while I was over in Yakima and then moved home and started my real estate career here.
Wow. And have you always been, how many brokerages have you been with in your career?
Those first couple years, I bounced around a little trying to find my home. But I think by 2008, I settled in at Price Right Real Estate.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then when did you guys collaborate in a team?
So I didn't know her at all. I mean, she actually was across the hall in another office. I didn't know her at all.
Funny. I thought you guys knew each other for years.
No, not at all.
Oh, wow.
So our broker at the time, we had both expressed interest in commercial real estate. because there really wasn't very many people here in the Valley doing it.
Yeah.
And the ones that were about to retire out.
Okay.
So that, we both, not knowing each other, wanted to get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Said, hey, I see a niche we can get into, and started doing a little bit on our own. And Wendy's like, you know what, you guys should talk. Maybe you could help each other out and learn together. And
the partnership's stronger that way, you know. We could bounce ideas. And
so for, I don't know, 2 years, we were working just
only on
commercial together.
Oh, wow.
We weren't
Completely
really
separate.
an official team. We were just co-listing and talking about commercial properties together.
Because commercial real estate and residential are entirely different beasts.
Yes.
They are so
definitely
different.
are.
And the partnership worked. It kept growing. And then we found what we were good at. Like, she's exceptional at the numbers part and figuring out values on businesses. And I'm a little bit more at the hands-on and meeting with the clients.
Mm-hmm.
And I deliver bad news a little nicer.
A whole lot.
Gentler.
Well, we found with our personalities, we mesh perfectly as friends. But when it comes to business, certain people mesh with different personalities better.
Yeah.
And there occasionally somebody will like me. They just want to work with me.
Yeah.
Most of the time they want to work with her.
Yeah.
We don't care. It doesn't matter.
I was going to kind of get into the roles of the team and buyers and sellers. And is any one of you dedicated to a seller's agent, buyer's agent, both?
Nope.
No.
Flip a coin kind of a
It's not how it works in our particular team. In some team structures, that's they have assigned jobs.
Yeah.
In ours, I mean, within the team, we do have some assigned jobs, I guess, but it wouldn't be set up in that way where one of us takes buyers and one of us takes sellers or different types of property.
Yeah.
We really kind of collaborate.
And typically on commercial contracts or anything like that, we work together.
Okay.
We are together. One of us might be lead on the project, but we both work together on that.
And
or residential, we still pretty much have our own individual things.
Okay.
And in some situations, we can work separately too. We have got clients that don't want that crossover conversation, when we're negotiating contracts.
Yes.
So then all of our documents are separate. Our email contacts are all separate. So we can keep that confidential.
Yeah. Yes. Confidentiality is huge in this industry.
Yeah.
So.
And just backtracking a little bit, as we started doing this, we realized how well we worked together and started to actually become friends a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And one day we just kind of looked at each other and was like, is it time? Let's just full on partner across the board for everything.
What year was that?
Oh man.
Is that 16?
Maybe
16, I think.
about that. Yeah.
And then right after that, we struggled for about a year trying to just the load of paperwork and all the things we were dealing with. For the team. Yes. And just the two of us working together generated so much more work.
Yes, for sure.
Which was
So
great.
much.
Good problem to have.
Yes.
But then we brought Jamie, Carrie's wife, Jamie Bergen, on full time. And all of us were afraid at first. How are we going to pay for another person? How are we going to do this? But it just worked out so well.
Is she licensed?
She
Yes.
is.
Yeah. Idaho and Washington.
Mhm.
Perfect.
So she's actually been in real estate longer than either of us.
Oh, yeah. That's what she was saying before.
Yeah. She is a
And-
licensed realtor, but she does not sell. She just wants to be behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, paperwork, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Keeps all
Keeps
of
everyone
our stuff
organized.
straight, organized, checklist intact.
Well, I'm sure with this week, the huge change, she's really helped
No,
maintain
she's not helped. She's literally held on.
Right.
it all together.
she did it.
Man, I tell you what, the stress level at home has been on overload,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know how we would have done it without her.
Yeah. Oh,
She
that's-
thinks of everything.
You need that person.
Well, and we're still trying to bring income in. But
Yes.
We're now responsible for our own office.
Mm-hmm.
So we're still thinking sell, or list. And all she's thinking about is, remember, we have to get this done, this done, this done, this done.
Good.
Mhm.
She holds you on
man.
the path.
Yeah.
How does that work with you leaving Century 21, still having deals going through and stuff pending into this new brokerage? How does that work in terms of licensing and
Right. I mean,
more in depth, I guess I would
Right.
want to go in.
It's a balance. So a lot of that comes down to trying to keep those relationships in good standing.
Mhm.
Keep things moving forward. Everybody's still working towards that overall goal of our area doing better and serving all the clients the best way that we can. So I think if it's a pending transaction, honestly, that stays with the company that we're leaving, though we'll facilitate it through the end of the process.
Okay.
So it really requires a good open conversation.
Yeah.
And our past broker has been exceptional about it. She's
Great.
very accommodating and has been great.
Well, I'm sure you can't like work around that because with your business, you've always got something going on. Clients coming in, stuff closing.
Yeah, if you waited until you had nothing.
Then you never, it would be inevitable. We'd still be waiting.
Yeah.
We hired the computer chip to help us transition everything, our emails,
Yeah.
our files, our everything we've ever had since we started with Price Right
Mhm.
over so that we didn't lose any of that. It took him 2.5 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, you guys, you're still getting emails in. I was like, yeah, we're still working.
Yeah.
He said,
You
but I
can't turn that off.
got to keep moving these over.
Oh, shoot.
I can't shut it off.
Yeah, no. Where is this new location for Silvercreek going?
Well, we're renting a space
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
We'd like to stay downtown Lewiston.
Downtown,
That's my passion in particular.
Yeah. Well, right now we're currently downtown
Mhm.
at the Weaponized Media Studio,
Right.
which is awesome.
We
Have
love,
this.
I mean, helping our community grow is always our top priority.
Mm-hmm.
Her passion is downtown. I love the old buildings downtown. So if we can stay down here, it would be ideal.
Yeah, that's great.
Currently, we're leasing a building. It's called the Duff Building. It's a little professional complex at 307 19th Street.
Okay.
So we're kind of make a triangle between Rogers Dodge and URM
Okay.
and
Yeah.
us.
I can know that
So-
location.
Still technically downtown, even
Yeah.
though
Yeah.
Yeah.
eventually
Little
we'd
bit
love to be
past
in a
the-
historic building down
The
here. But
construction going on.
Little
that part's
past.
nice right now.
I bet. I know. I tried to drive through that, going through Alliance Title. I was like, oh no,
No, it's
Turn
a nightmare.
around.
Yeah,
it's awful.
Main Street's a nightmare.
In your opinion, what sets you guys apart from other real estate agents or groups? Is it the team aspect that you have? Is it the years of knowledge that you have under your belt?
Yes.
Do you feel like it? Yeah.
Yes, and yes.
Yeah. A little of everything.
Combination. I
Yeah.
mean, it definitely is a combination. I
Well,
think-
there's not many teams truly that of the definition of a real estate team in the valley. There's
Yeah.
really only two that I
I
can think of.
mean, I think
Besides us,
But yeah,
three.
there's
Those
there's
three.
a couple at,
Mhm.
at KW.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've been an individual, you've been in a team.
Mhm.
Team, what are the pros of being on a team? Do you feel like if you're individual and thinking about grouping with someone, is it something that
For me, one of the things about being a full-time real estate agent, and the key word full-time, not part-time, where you've got the luxury of, you've got a couple of clients going, but you can take time off, you can leave, and it's not that big a deal. With us, especially as busy as we got over the last 5-6 years, you could never leave. You could never go on vacation.
Mhm.
As a team, the way we have our team structured, she has kids still in school. So for the most part, summer's hers.
Oh yeah.
She can take her kids camping and take her kids on vacation, do all of that. I'm here to cover. And it's
Nice.
the opposite when I want to go on vacation. So we usually do our stuff in the wintertime.
Yeah.
I can go on vacation. I know she's covered. All of my business, all of her business, everything, everyone's taken care of. So you're getting 2 for 1.
Yeah. That is very cool. I've never, like with my working at a local lender, I'm able to go on vacation and have people cover for me. But being an individual, that would be very hard, especially if something were to come up, family,
Yeah.
Deaths, weddings, just those things that you don't take into account the time away.
Prior to us teaming up, I didn't take a vacation for 4 years.
Mm,
I had a day off here and there, but not
Yeah.
a true vacation. I couldn't.
yeah.
You get transactions going, you have to be there.
Yeah.
Well, I would take them anyway and come back and realize I lost a client over the weekend. So,
Oh, dang.
it.
I think also, besides that, our experience, yes, we've been in it, quite over 30 years combined.
Yeah.
We've seen several transitions in the market, the lows and the highs.
You started right before it
Mhm.
dipped the first time, really.
Yeah.
And now, well, Would you consider this a dip?
I would
Would
say
you
a
consider
lull
it as?
I would say it's a return to something slightly more normal.
for sure. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. You literally, it's kind of looking at any graph. You know, you take the high and the low out, and you take the average.
Mm-hmm.
The last
It's
3 years was a
This is
high.
it.
Yeah, this is definitely in the average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, looking back on through the years, my parents, I'm pretty sure, had an interest rate of 11% at
Yeah.
one time. So it's like, right now in the market, this is good for what they had.
1994, I bought my very first house.
Oh yeah.
12.75% interest. Now I only paid $47,000 for the house,
Right.
and my payments were only like $500 a month.
Right.
But that interest rate at that time, yeah, it hurt, but that's
Mhm.
that's what it was. So truly, what we're looking at now is 6.5% interest. That's an average interest rate.
Yeah.
You know.
Maintain housing prices. I mean, current market. Have you had a lot of your clients notice this, decrease their pricing, adjust to kind of what the market is doing right now?
We're definitely adjusting. I wouldn't say prices are falling significantly, but we're dialing it back a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, 2 years ago, you could almost put any price you wanted to on anything, and you're still going to get people interested.
Yes.
It's because there was nothing, and people were desperately wanting to buy.
This is now a seller's market.
A little more. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a little, it's kind of equal, but yes, a little leaning towards the seller.
Or buyer, I guess. It's more what I would call balanced. Truth is, we still don't have enough inventory for a long-term demand. I think we're not even quite at the 3-month inventory supply.
Mm-hmm.
And that is working towards a more balanced market if you're between that 3 and 5 month supply. And we're not quite to 3 months yet. So we still have a shortage of inventory. But of course, the prices and the cost of just borrowing money in general have put a few people back on the fence.
And we're a unique little bubble here. I mean, even during the major crash of 07, 08, we didn't see the foreclosure numbers that the bigger cities, the Boise, Coeur d'Alene, Spokane, we didn't see that here. It still was a fairly decent market. You know, just our residents in the valley moving to different levels of homes. Over the last few years, we've seen a lot of people coming into the valley, which has changed things a lot too.
For sure.
They typically have more money than our local residents do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're definitely seeing that. Home buying process, start to finish, quick, just someone comes in, wants to buy a house. What are your preferred steps that they take?
First and foremost,
Get pre-qualified.
get pre-qualified.
Get pre-qualified.
Find yourself a really nice blonde lender that will help you out.
It's fake ones.
Get yourself pre-qualified.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're wasting your time. You're wasting everybody's time. The sellers, ours, everybody's. Because if you're looking at a $400,000 house and you only qualify for $250,000, you're going to have your feelings crushed when we tell you, sorry, you can't afford this.
Yeah. And some people need something to blame in some circumstances. And then I feel like that always points the finger at certain people. And it's not our fault.
We got thick skin, but still.
But we don't want to start out on the wrong foot.
No.
Yeah.
If you're a first-time buyer, I actually like to schedule a sit-down meeting and just do a buyer's consultation.
Yeah.
Sit down, talk about the process, kind of those key points that come up. Sometimes they don't know that they need money for earnest money or that they're going to need cash to pay the inspector. So I like to run over all of those points.
Yeah.
And then I know their lender always says this, but I like to also reaffirm the fact that they should not borrow any other money while they are shopping
I know.
for a house.
Buy a car. Don't even go look at buying a car.
Do not finance
They
that
will
couch
pull
that you
your
think is
credit.
going to fit right
They'll
in
pull
that
your
new house.
credit without
Don't
telling
do it.
you.
I've only had it happen one time.
With you personally?
In 16 years, one time.
Oh, yeah.
At the closing table. The lender called and said, did you forget to tell us you just bought a boat last week?
Oh, no.
It was all over.
Yeah.
They didn't get the house. And we're sitting literally in the title to close.
I've heard stories of retirement, them not saying like, oh, yeah, I'm going to retire the week after I clear my house to close. No.
Yeah,
don't tell
do
us
not
that.
give
Say that.
notice to your current
No.
employer that you are leaving.
Yeah.
Wait till after you close.
Do you guys like to be with the process of like the inspection, the walkthroughs, even signing at the closing table. Are you guys all present in those?
100%.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's a huge thing.
I do have those repeat buyer and sellers that, maybe they're doing it quite a bit and they don't need me to be there at everything.
Right.
But yes, generally speaking, yes.
It's always good to put your face out there to them. A lot of our stuff, I feel like, is all online. Online's like the new thing. It's easy to do it on your phone. And so sometimes we've had clients, especially if they're from out of town, coming in, we've never seen them before. So that first interaction at the closing table with us is kind of a big deal.
Well, with e-sign, over the last, 4 years or so, between e-sign and the way the market was going and all of the things that you can see online now with homes, like virtual walkthroughs and all that stuff, prior to, I'm going to say 4 years ago, I never once closed a home without seeing my client.
Right.
And the last couple of years, several.
A few of them.
No, even
I've still never met them in face-to-face.
ours with like initial disclosures or anything like that. It's all online now.
Yeah, it's weird. I fought the e-sign thing for a long time. I just didn't like it, but it is what it is.
A little bit
I know.
easier though, doesn't it?
Let's talk about the tech then and go into marketing. Facebook, Instagram, billboards, newspaper. Where do you guys feel like is your most drawn in client from marketing? Do you calculate it out? Do you kind of have an idea that Facebook brings more people,
Well,
or
it just depends.
think it
Brings more
depends.
people to follow who we are, or brings more people to actually buy something.
more into buying something? I would say
Because a lot of it depends on the property as
all
well.
commercial stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So commercial stuff, you have to reach further. So that's where social marketing, social media marketing comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Just a house, you do a lot more local.
Mm-hmm.
Super high-end homes, we've done target marketing to, every major big city in the United States, trying to push it as far as we can, because we know the majority of our buyers are not going to be here for a $1.5 million, $2 million home.
Right.
I mean, with your internet and all these different platforms where you can find every house that's
TikTok
listed
and-
anywhere.
Yeah.
The funny thing is real estate agents are still ranking really, really high on the list of how you found your home.
Mm.
So I think it's still really important to have an agent and then be on their notification list of whatever it is your search criteria it is you're looking for.
Sure.
Definitely.
Otherwise, you're going to have to be out there looking constantly at all the things.
Or word of mouth, just from personal referrals
Mm-hmm.
from people that have used you. Is huge in this town. This town's not much for a big city or anything near it, so it's definitely more of a word of mouth based place. I know TikTok, you've kind of dabbled in the TikTok world.
Gary, more than I have for sure.
I fought it, but Jamie's like, you need to be present on TikTok. And now she's like, oh my God, get off. Stop putting another video on there.
The TikTok that goes on my page is more like cooking or stupid dance moves, nothing that's like relevant, but I feel like
I mix it.
I know. It is, though, the up and coming way to market things.
Yeah.
Is to do it in a
Short video.
yes.
Short video really
6
does.
seconds.
Yes.
Did you guys remember Vine?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was a huge Viner. Did you ever Vine?
I never was.
I did not.
Gosh, I loved Vine. My favorite. So appraisals, do you guys like when you get the appraisal and it comes in an undervalue, what are some steps that you guys take to fix it or to turn it around?
So depending on if I'm representing the buyer or the seller, I do things in different ways.
Right.
But either way, I prep them long in advance. Here are the next steps. Okay, you got your offer accepted. Here's the next step.
Mm-hmm.
You got your inspection. Let's go through that. We'll deal with anything that comes up. Next step is appraisal. If the numbers come in lower than what you've offered, we have options. And I do the same thing with my sellers. Yeah, we got what we asked. There's no guarantee that thing's going to appraise for that. And truthfully, it depends on the appraiser.
Mm-hmm.
There's no consistency. They don't all pick the same numbers.
No.
Every appraiser is a little bit different and values things a little bit different. So
Luckily, it doesn't happen to us too terribly often.
No, it
but
doesn't.
with this transitioning market, it is possible. that you're going to see a little bit more of that.
And I've actually seen more low appraisals come from out of area appraisers
Right.
that don't know our market
Yeah.
than our local.
Yeah. And it's like with us as a local lender, we put out a bid for the appraiser, and so anybody can grab it, whoever wants it.
Yeah.
So it's not like no one can pick and choose and where you go, and that's just not how. It's totally illegal. But
prior to the crash, that's that predatory lending. That's a lot what's happening. Hey, you know, I have a relationship with so and so appraiser. Let's put this thing together. I'll make sure that you're taken care of, and that's kind of how all that stuff happened.
Oh yeah.
So the laws protect both buyer and seller now, and us.
Yeah.
But there are things you can do, especially if it's an out of area lender and I say I have the listing and I know it might be a tough one at where my price is. I'll have comps ready.
Oh, good.
So that we can send them.
I was going to go into that.
Yes.
Hey, this could be helpful for you since you're out of area. Yeah. And that usually works.
Yeah. Red flags. When you walk into a house that you've never seen before yet, you go in, what are some red flags that just...
Like representing a buyer or seller?
You walking in with your client. I don't know. I guess give me
like
more of like
concern
a buyer.
about, like, should we be concerned about the structural integrity of the
decks, roof? Like, is there something that's just like, that's a red flag?
No, man. For me, the biggest thing is electrical.
Oh, yeah.
Federal Pacific electrical breaker panels is huge. Every inspector is going to red flag those.
Yeah. But they're fixable.
They're fixable.
It's got a budget for it.
Knob and tube wiring. We have a lot of old homes here, and a lot of them still have active knob and tube wiring.
I think one of the biggest ones I see and smell is mold.
Oh, sure. It's crazy. It's such a dry climate. We have a lot of mold here.
Definitely do.
And it's usually improper ventilation, where somebody's popped a vent from their bathroom fan straight into the attic.
Yeah.
Or tried to put the hose up to the end of the gable vent and it comes loose.
Or they thought they were doing a good thing and they blew in a whole bunch of new insulation and they covered their vents.
Oh,
yeah. You cover those soffit vents.
Yeah. So those are all fixable situations. But and I can usually, not always, but you definitely walk in and there's sometimes that smell.
A lot.
Yeah. I'm sure it's that distinct. And split level, I don't know. That's mainly an orchards type of thing. Do people like that still? Like in terms of style?
It just depends on the function. You get a little more bang for your buck square footage wise. So if you've got more people in a household, or if you like a particular neighborhood, certain neighborhoods is like every house on that block is going to be a split entry. So
do you have favorite neighborhoods in town? Lewiston or Clarkston?
I do, only because I live in it, but not other than that, not really.
Not really.
I've had 2 homes in the Elks Edition, and I truly love it there. Yeah, I won't ever leave it.
What about you, Tam?
Oh, I'm way out in the orchards, and it takes me longer than him to get everywhere. But no, I love my neighborhood and the school district and all that stuff. But there's no sidewalks.
But the Elks isn't all that much better because you'll have a sidewalk, and all of a sudden it comes into a bush.
Right.
And now you're walking in the street.
You've got hills.
Yeah.
You've got lots of hills on your side.
Yeah. That's why I'm old and I have an e-bike now.
Yeah. Is the normal hill, is that not much that you see that goes up for sale in the normal hill?
No, there's quite a bit. Yeah. There's different parts. Normal Hill has a lot of multifamily spaces.
Way unique.
A lot of rental
so
properties.
diverse.
Yes.
And then you've got these just big, historic, beautiful homes. So it's just a real mix space.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got some
Depends
pre-1900s all the way up to, some were built in the 70s.
Yeah. Is haunted houses. I came across an open house where it was like, yeah, someone died here. And I was like, oh gosh, how does that come about? Like, do you try to make it as like a light subject?
Well, first, we are not required by law to disclose anything like that.
That's
so
good.
If I don't know, I'm not saying jack. It's crazy. I don't believe in that stuff. I never have.
Yeah.
My wife does. I don't. But when we got together, the house that I owned when we got together prior to getting married, the very last day that I was in that house doing my walkthrough, making sure I got all my stuff out, the neighbor across the street comes over. And he's like, hey, my uncle lived here about 25 years ago. He's like, can I just see what you've done to it? Because I know you've done a lot of work. I'm like, yeah, come on in. We walked around, and on the back porch, there's an addition, a laundry area. Okay, so you come up the stairs, you turn left, you go into the kitchen, take about 4 more steps, turn left, you go downstairs. Well, when his uncle lived there, it was an open porch to the outside. You either went in one door or the other. And apparently he had a very friendly neighbor that got a little drunk once in a while, and she would come over for some friendship. She just let herself in. Well, I guess one night she was like hammered and missed the first door, opened the second door, fell down the stairs, broke her neck dead.
Oh, no.
So I'm standing at the bottom of my stairs going, man, we did a lot of work to this house. It looks really good. And so underneath of the stairs, I'm literally facing the stairs going up. There's a bedroom off to my right, but I made a closet under the stairs. And on the back side of it, I didn't wall it off. I just put a curtain between that and the little utility area. There are no doors or windows open in this house. I'm the only person in there. And the curtain just goes whoosh, this big whoosh. It was, I don't know, 2 hours prior to that when I heard this story, every freaking hair on my body stood up. And I was like freaked out.
Oh,
That's my only ghost experience of any kind. I'm still not
If it was
100% sure that I
Yeah.
believe, but I'm a
Oh.
little more inclined to kind of think about it now.
Interesting. They do the haunted tours downtown.
Oh, those are
I
fun.
haven't
They're fun.
done
You
one
should,
yet.
They're fun.
Do they only do it in Halloween, or do they
No.
do them all year round?
Gary
No,
does it all
Gary
the time.
Bush does it all the time.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
I know he dresses up.
Oh,
Doesn't he
yeah.
wear like a big old hat and
Yeah, big top hat.
Yeah.
He's got his little microphone. He carries
Yeah.
his speaker around on his
I
waist.
really wanted
Well, and
to
it's
do
not
that.
just ghost stories. I mean, it's really cool history about the Lewiston downtown.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
amazing. One of the buildings that we don't currently have it listed, but we have a commercial building down on Main Street. The upper, you go up a set of stairs, to the left is apartments, to the right was a hotel.
Okay.
Back in the early 1900s. Right now it's pretty much stripped out, just almost studs left. But you can still see where each individual little room was.
That's
And
cool.
on the back side of a couple of the doors, there's still a piece of paper with the girls' names that worked in that room.
Oh, yeah, the red light district.
Oh yeah, it's pretty
Oh,
cool.
dang. that's
Lewiston was a
cool.
dirty place.
Oh, I've heard stories. I've heard them.
Yeah.
That's cool. Are you a visionary? Are you one of those that like goes in and you can talk to buyers and just say, listen, if you blew this wall out, put this in, sidebar, are you able to visually see those things for yourself?
I think we both can.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am. I struggle. If I don't have a Pinterest, if I don't have some sort of example written in front of me, I'm really bad about that.
And I think from my experience, women tend to be more like they're very visual. They need to see it. They
Mhm.
can't envision it as much.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm over the top sometimes of, oh, you could do this, you could do that. And
Extravagant.
they can't keep up.
I've got a long time construction background. My dad was a builder and I grew up, running around. So I can see floor plans with just studs, I can see all of that
That's good.
stuff. But I'm
Feel-
also a realist and I try to caution my buyers on how many projects they're looking at taking on.
Yes, yes.
Like one at a time or a couple, just pick the most important ones. Don't do them all at once.
What do you feel is a good advice for people that are selling? What are some things that can improve their house price or bring value, sweat
Clean.
equity?
I was just thinking of one of the worst stories I've ever had. I was looking at a house and they wanted to put it on the market the next day. And you can see their youngest was probably 8, 9, right about a year. I don't know.
Yeah.
There is a perfect little child's handprint of poop on the dining room wall.
Smut was
Just stayed there?
They just left it. I mean, clean your damn
Oh,
house.
no.
But
It's all right.
she's right. Clean.
Yeah,
Clean.
clean.
Oh, it is the cheapest way to give yourself some more money in your pocket.
Unfortunately, we all have our own ideals of clean. What mine is to me may not be yours to you.
Mhm.
And sometimes we have to be a little bit more.
Pay a couple $100 and bring in a professional cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to take care of this for you.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it for me, not for you. Because otherwise, I'm not going to sell this house with poop on the wall.
Do you guys take your own property pictures and all your own stuff, or do you get a third party that comes in and does
My partner's a professional
I know.
photographer.
I have to ask these questions.
Right. Yeah, no, long time photographer. So crazy thing is the way the technology has changed. I do not have to pack around my big old cameras anymore, which is
Yeah.
amazing. But we do have a 3D Matterport camera. And that's
Very
what we take
cool.
most of our interior photos from. So we, Gary and I both know how to use that. And we'll just map out a little 3D walking tour of each property.
Do you do drone?
Yeah, but I don't do drone. That is something we do hire out.
We are,
Okay.
but it, depending on the property, yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you do that for commercials always? Or
Not-
No,
No.
it just depends on the property.
Sure.
You know, what do we need to show? Does it have acreage? You know,
Mm-hmm.
is it a 3-story building that we need to show the roof because we're probably not getting on it? That kind of thing.
Now, commercial stuff, though, depending on the type of maybe the type of business that has been in there in the past, that you're assuming you're going to attract the same type of business. Rather than doing a drone, we'll just, get onto Google or something, take the aerial photos, and then we can map out and show in relation, here's where this business is in relation to the building we're trying to sell,
Oh, good.
so that people can see what's around them.
Right. How many commercial properties do you guys have right now listed? You
We have
number?
lease properties as well as for sale.
About
Okay.
15 or so.
Yeah, we do a lot of leases.
Do you run those all yourself?
We don't manage them.
Okay.
We're essentially facilitating.
Placement.
Yeah.
Lease placement.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that through a third party, the placement? Who does the property management for those?
Depends.
Yeah.
All over local? Or is this kind of a out of state?
Sometimes the property owners are their own property managers. Sometimes they have a management company.
Mm-hmm.
We have relationships with several management companies in the area. So they're good at managing it, but they might not always have the reach that we would have to find the next
fill
tenant
it.
to fill it.
We have a good relationship with a company out of actually Salt Lake, and they own a building here on 21st Street.
Okay.
And there's a vacancy. Immediately they call us back. We need you to fill
We
it.
filled
Oh,
it
wow.
3
Yeah.
times now.
Yeah,
Nice.
they do have their own contract. We don't have to write that because we can't. We can't write legal documents.
Yeah.
So they do their own contract. They do their own management. We just find a tenant.
Nice.
Yeah.
People that you refer to, roofers, plumbing, electrical, do you have a list that you give your clients, or is this kind of like a day-to-day basis? If someone needs electrical, then you kind of go to your
I mean,
Well, technically, we're required, I think, to give out 3 names.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have a long-standing list of these are people we've done work with and, or would be
Solid.
comfortable referring you to. But that does change pretty regularly, too.
Mm-hmm.
We've got quite a bit of changeover of, a lot of those people are retiring.
yeah, contractors change fast.
Oh, my goodness. So we need some young people to get back in here and learn some trades
Little
really
trades.
fast.
Yeah.
Do you try to do just local for most of the stuff?
One of our biggest pushes that we do is always supporting local, elevate local. On that, we actually, I started it before we partnered up, which was Win It Wednesday. It was my wife's idea.
Yeah.
Every month, I would feature a locally owned business. We'd partner with them. They'd give a gift basket or a gift card or something, and we'd push them on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And it's grown and grown and grown and grown. And now we have an external person that we hire to help us with that as well, because it
Very
just keeps
cool.
getting bigger.
Yeah.
And we've changed the name to Elevate Local.
And you guys did the downtown stuff for Clarkston. And did you do one for Lewiston yet for downtown?
Yeah.
So we partner. Yeah, we do a lot of partnerships with BDL and or whatever event is going on downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll host spaces we have available open, or we'll help promote that on all of our social media as well. We just think people getting downtown or anywhere in the valley and being there at our local businesses.
Are you
supporting
on
them.
the board for BDL?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides your work life and then the real estate side hobbies, side jobs, side hustles.
Is there something outside of work?
Sometimes
Serious?
I feel like no, I don't know what normal life is.
She's got a house full of kids, so
That's true.
is her hobby in her life.
Do you have something, Gary, that you have like as your side project or something that you hobbies?
It's evolved.
Mhm.
Hunting used to be my life. That's all I ever wanted to do. And as I've gotten older, that's really started going away a lot. I don't know why. I just don't have quite the passion for it that I used to. Now it's more about filling the freezer, and I still have a good time. But I think my hobby anymore has transitioned more to all I can think about is retirement, because I'm getting closer to that age.
Right.
And I really screwed off the first 30 years of my
That's
younger
where
life.
I'm at.
So that's me. We're trying to buy income producing properties that will help us with our retirement. Because as independent contractors, we don't have a 401. We don't have anybody matching anything. We are self-employed.
Taxes, all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to use every tax law you can, have an incredibly good accountant, and invest.
So that's kind of where you're dabbling in then.
Other than I've got a jet boat that hopefully I get to use this year.
Ooh, I know. That's so good.
Yeah, last year you only went out
twice. And I never got above a Soton.
So sad.
It was bad. It was bad.
And then Tam, you're with the beautiful downtown Lewiston. Are you associated with anything else, or?
Yeah, I'm a Clarkston Rotary member.
Okay.
I was a international Rotary exchange student when I was in high school.
Very cool.
So we host exchange students now. We just hosted our first one this last year. And I'm sure we'll be hosting many more.
That's so exciting.
Which is really fun. But
yeah,
definitely downtown Lewiston and downtown Clarkston I think for LC Valley, we're the same.
We're just one community.
So,
yes, we are. We're split by a bridge and
unfortunately there's different
river.
Policy, but like during COVID, I mean, we did everything we could rack our brains to think of to try to help and get things going in Clarkston.
Oh, I know.
Tailgate. We just
our tailgate thing was fun.
Yeah. We'd pull up outside and order food to go and sit outside in the parking lot.
We found a little loophole.
Yeah.
In the rules.
Yeah.
It's like you can't go inside the restaurant, but they can continue to do carry out, whatever. So we're like, hey, let's just organize a little camp out. Everybody bring your campers, bring a tent, do whatever you can, hang out in the backside of a restaurant and help support these guys.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's something that's really brought positive into your success in your businesses is working with local agent or
1,000%.
Yeah.
We've built
getting your name out there.
Relationships.
Well, I think any opportunity you have to support your community only helps you.
Yeah.
It helps everyone.
And it's not just big in organizations. I mean, we've done things with American Warfighters. We've helped out the Y, but it doesn't matter if it's one person or it's an entire organization. If we can help, we'll do it.
And me, I'm fairly new in this industry. I have several things going on right now. But are any one of you on the Chamber of Commerce?
I have been.
You have?
I'm a past board member.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that something that you feel is a really strong part of that too? Is getting in with the chamber and
I think if you haven't done the what's the group that they do?
Leadership.
The leadership.
LC
group.
Valley leadership.
the class.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That really, I think, especially if you're newer to the business world, it'll teach you a lot about what kind of commerce happens here, what our valley has to offer. And it's just a really great program to go through.
And you both did that already?
Well, Gary did it. I've just participated as a presenter for, I don't know, the last few years.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've been involved.
I bet.
I was in class 3. And
yeah.
I've been a part of every class since to some level, whether I was driving one day or presenting. It's awesome.
I've definitely looked into wanting to do that for sure.
You have to.
We could do it together.
You have to. I mean, I've lived here most of my life, and there's so much about this valley I didn't know.
Right. And especially bringing people from out of town into this valley that aren't from here, being an agent to know those details brings, I think, a lot more to you.
Oh, definitely.
And your positives. So, how do you define success? In your words.
We are definitely different on that one.
I want to hear it. I love that. It's always those negative, positive vibes just mesh together. And
you go.
I get to go first. Well, I think a success for me is really my level of happiness, which is kind of crazy. But I mean, obviously it's a balance of, can I afford the things I want? Can I be present with my kids? can I do a good job at my job? And am I still smiling at the end of the day? That's what success is for me.
Yeah, love that.
Okay, we're not 100% different. But it's for me, it's what I think everybody works for is to make a living, have the things you want, be able to do the things you want, you know, and be able to retire comfortably. It's a fine line of being able to be successful, make those sales, get that commission, but still being ethical and still building relationships.
Yeah.
It's hard for me because I become such good friends with so many of my clients. It's hard to spend time with them.
I know.
I mean, it's really hard.
I know.
But you become incredible friends with a lot of them.
Yeah. What about in the business? Friends with other agents and in other groups? Do you feel like that really has like a wall between you guys, or is that something that you just
It's changed
learn to work
so
around?
much.
Well, I think just pre-COVID and during COVID, walls definitely went up. Like there's a lot of new agents. I don't even know their name.
Oh,
If I
almost
ran
once
into
a
them
week.
anywhere, I wouldn't
It's
even
like,
know
who are you?
who they are.
Mhm.
But there's that, that group that's been around for a while. We have good relationships.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of things together in the past. And I'm hopeful that as we've transitioned out of this like 6 foot distance thing, that those relationships will start coming back. I know the Association of Realtors has started a weekly tour again, which they used to do when I was first licensed.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
But that went away. I don't know, pretty.
So they did Tuesdays was I think Clarkston and Thursdays was Lewiston, new listings that came on the market.
Yeah.
And you saw the same agents all the time and you'd kid each other and you get to know everybody. You saw my glass was empty. Okay, just wait.
He's our extra.
Everybody, shh. Oh, that's
I know.
Love that.
But I think a lot of those opportunities for networking with your fellow agents kind of went away for a little while.
Mhm.
And
And
so
technology hasn't
has
helped
not
with that.
helped.
Yeah.
No.
I don't have to see the other agent ever. It's
Mhm.
all by phone now.
All by phone.
And that does hurt, I think,
Mhm.
quite a
You
bit.
really have to make an extra effort to create those relationships.
And this is my perspective. I'm such an infant in this industry, local. So many people have been in the game for years that, like, when I go and I talk to someone and I'm introducing they're like, oh, I've been in this for 30 years. Why would I change what I'm doing for 30 years and talk to you? So I feel like, not that I want to step on any toes, but I just want to, put it out there that, I'm also here. And do you feel that
Oh, I did
More,
when I was
yeah.
first in the industry.
I was going to say when you guys
100%.
first started and
Oh yeah.
and dealing with all the people that have
Mhm.
been in their whole career,
Yes.
and where do you feel like that timeline felt like it changed from like years of experience under your belt
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
No,
or how many
I would say
things
like
you've closed on?
it took 5-6 years before I really felt like I was part of
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
the group.
Yeah. That was kind of my own thought
Mhm.
on it, and when would I finally feel like I'm not a question anymore?
Yeah. Yeah. You've got to, it's almost like you have to prove
You
yourself.
do have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. And it's like, is it the number of loans that gets closed or
That-
number of houses that you see?
that'll help.
It does.
That'll help.
It does.
Mhm. Some newer agents that really jumped in full time and closed a lot of deals
Yeah.
kind of, I think, feel like they can transition into that a lot
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah.
But this industry is funny. People become agents and they're part-time. They've got jobs, even full-time jobs elsewhere. And they
Right.
just like looking at houses. So
Or
they wanna-
spouses that have a fantastic job with benefits and everything, and they're just doing this as a little sideline thing.
Yeah.
I mean, good on you. but
right. I mean,
for
it's great
us,
for you, but
This
it's
is
harder.
full time.
You're a
This
speed.
is
You're a speed
it.
bump.
Yeah.
You're telling us you're getting into this, and you don't really have a full grasp of it, the complexities of real
Mhm.
estate, and you're just kind of muddling your way through for that extra income, so you guys can go on a vacation.
And a lot of those ones don't last very long.
We end up
so-
doing all the work and not getting compensated for both sides,
Yes.
and it's very frustrating.
Do you feel like people shop with a real estate agent I get that with the lender, and they shop quotes and
Yeah.
but do you feel as if it's more of just like a personal relationship with your clients, or is it more like they are like, well, let's see what they can bring to the table?
There's
It's
both.
both.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I literally last night, I looked at a home in the country club in Lewiston. Met the guy for the first time yesterday, spent an hour with him. And his wife had told me that they're interviewing several agents. That's cool. Yeah, I'm not afraid. I will show you what my team can do. And if you like that, great. So at the end of it, I'm talking to the guy and I said, so what is it that is going to be the deciding factor? Is it commission on to list your home? Is it how the marketing is or whatever? He said, if I like you.
Personality.
I'm like, serious? He's like, yeah, if I like you, I'll hire you. He's like, let's set something for next Wednesday and, I'll have you meet my wife. He called me up last night. He's like, you got it.
Oh, neat.
Fair. I mean, we clicked.
Yeah.
That doesn't always happen.
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel
Most of the time it's rates. What are you going to charge me to sell my house? God, cut her off.
Oh, yep. That's good.
That was loud. Sorry.
You okay, Daryl? Got that okay. What sets you guys apart from other agents in town? I know personality. You guys have the spunk. So chill to talk to in work and outside of work.
I think
Comfort
we're
thing.
real.
Mm-hmm.
There's some agents, and nothing against them. It's how they operate their business that are very, I don't know.
Persona.
Yeah, they're just like, they tell you what you want to hear. And I don't think either one of us does that. We go about it differently. I'm about as blunt as a day is long. She has a much better approach to things, but we still we're honest. And I think we both turned down clients in the past that it's like, I'm sorry, you're not realistic. I can't help you.
Yeah. But I think a team really sets you guys apart too.
Oh, for sure.
It does.
For sure.
It's a good balance. No,
Yeah.
I think sometimes we like to go on first appointments together and just we're both talking and we're both doing the thing, and you will just naturally see
Get in that vibe.
Well, and you'll see who they're going to gravitate towards.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it's just nice to be able to be better or like a fuller service
Yeah.
because of that.
And neither of us gets butt hurt if it's not us.
No.
It's like, all right, this one's yours. I'll step away.
Competition.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little bit of competition just to keep things fun, but no.
Let's talk about goals then. Do you guys have team goals? Do you guys have individual goals? Do you guys talk about them?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
So with our prior brokerage, we did have goals because they have certain benchmarks for awards. It's just within the company, the average public doesn't know what it means. But we definitely had goals in that until we reached them. And then it was like, okay, we already did that. Now what?
Now what?
Yeah. Well, we haven't really sat down. We probably should.
I was gonna say, what's a team goal that
man.
you have for?
Well, so we
2023?
need to actually set one because I want to go skydiving.
Oh,
Jamie does not.
could you get her to do it though?
And my boy actually is a skydiver trying to get certified to be an instructor.
Yeah, so I think
he
we
wants me to go as well.
We should have like a sales goal that says when we
That
hit this
would be
one,
really
we're going
cool.
skydiving.
Well, we kind of did. What was it? 2 years ago we went to Vegas.
Yeah.
We hit the goal that we set for
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 days. We're going to Vegas, baby.
Right.
And
That's all we can afford to be gone together at the same
Yeah.
time. It's
Yeah.
3 days.
Right. Everybody little tipsy, and they're all like calling you, and you're like, oh nope, not today.
individually, I mean, my goal is to be able to retire by a certain age. That's truly my goal, and I work very hard to try to make that happen. Otherwise, I think we've all been blessed in life as it is. I feel like I've been incredibly blessed. I've got everything, junk, shiny stuff that I could ever want. I just want to be happy and be comfortable. And unfortunately, in this world, it takes money to do that.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah.
Everything's up. I'm actually shocked, knock on wood, that the prices of gas didn't go up for this weekend.
Oh man, I know.
Right. For holiday
Memorial
weekend.
weekend.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot actually going on with like NAIA. Do you guys try to work towards your schedules to where you're able to be at a lot of weekend events and get your face out there and those type of things? Or do you guys just where you're at in your careers and you're able to enjoy your weekends more freely?
Well, I mean,
It's different for both of us.
right? I think we are present at a lot of events and we try to be as much as possible, but you kind of reach burnout. So you can't do it all.
Do it all.
You just can't.
Yeah.
We'll sponsor a lot of things. I mean, a lot. Giving back to the community, especially our local stuff, and nonprofits especially.
Yeah.
We try to donate as much as we can. But yeah, with the kids, right now they got motorcycle racing going.
Oh, yeah.
Soon it's going to be summer. They're going to be home all the time.
Well, if there are events that I can bring my kids to, like Sound Downtown, I'm so excited. Kicks off next week.
Next week.
Kid friendly, my kids love going. They run around downtown and they listen to music. And
I like Art Under the Elms.
Great.
And that kind of stuff that's more family oriented.
And when I can get away in the summer on a weekend, it's usually Jamie and I in the boat. We go up, we claim a beach that's all ours. I kick back in my Speedo with a beer and I'm happy. Away from people, away from the chaos, try to let my mind reset.
Yeah. Do you keep business cards everywhere just in case?
No.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
sort of.
You're better actually than I am most of the time.
I mean, we try, but
Do you have them on the boat?
no.
He has koozies.
We have koozies.
Oh, there you go.
We have our custom
That's
koozies
the way
that have
to do
our
it.
numbers and everything
That's
on
the
there.
way to do it.
Yeah. And if somebody's like, oh my God, I like that hat. Here you go.
There you go.
I will hand it to you. Let's trade right now.
Do you feel merch? Do you feel like that brings you some sort of advertisement in a way?
Oh,
or
yeah. We love it.
clientele?
Mhm.
And
I love merch.
That's what sucks. We have to literally redo everything. All of our
Right.
merchandise, all
Is
of our
your hat
hats.
right now?
Yes.
Yep. I'm not wearing the right hat right now, but
I
it's
was
what I
gonna
got.
say, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
nice.
We have to redo. We love to give that stuff out. I mean, my friend group, give me a new hat. I got mine sweaty. Here you go.
There you go.
Yeah, our hats and our slouchy beanies were so popular.
Oh,
People
man.
were- Yeah.
I know.
We would run out and people were waiting for them more.
It's a great form of just, you're not there, but you're there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And everyone can kind of peek up and say, oh, nice hat.
Well, I mean, like I got a couple of groundwork hats. I wear them all the time.
Yes,
Essentially, it's
groundwork are
my friends are supporting us,
Mm-hmm.
and I support my friends by wearing their hats, and
Yeah.
it's fun.
Supporting other friends and their endeavors. And you guys have close friends in Spokane,
Mhm.
correct? That are in the lending industry.
Yep.
And
One of my best friends.
seeing them struggle as much as you did.
Oh man.
How do you try to keep it more of a positive, upbeat, like, you're both are doing the best that you can? Do you give out advice, or do you just say, I'm here just as much as you are?
Like to each other?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's definite times that like I've seen her. I can tell she's struggling with something. It may not be work. It could be home.
Mm-hmm.
It could be anything, but hey, let's go to lunch. And we'll just talk.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's about that issue or not. And I know she can see it in me when I don't get down, I get grumpy.
Equality time, people.
She'll give me a check.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes.
cut your crap.
Yeah.
Get back in the game.
That love language. Your love.
It's the work
languages
wife
are-
thing,
Yeah.
I have 2 wives at work.
Yes, you do.
I have no say in anything.
You're
And I love
Whipped.
them both.
that's great.
Yeah.
But to keep that teamwork, quality time, being able to vent and get stuff off your chest in the industry with one another, I'm sure that's another quality for being on a team.
Oh, for sure.
Leaning on each other when one's maybe doing 50%, 75, that whole balance.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, what's really funny is over the years, I'm super busy and I'm closing a bunch of stuff, and he's like, not so busy, so he can help me.
Yeah.
And then the next month it switches, so it's really nice.
We
to
have
that.
never been on the same cycle. I'm
It's-
telling you that right,
right. No, which is
Love the way that
fantastic.
you
now. In all the years we have worked together, she is slammed one month, and
I
I'm
understand what you're saying.
I'm looking at my closing board, going, I have nothing going on. So yeah, like she said, well,
Yeah.
I'll help her. The next month, my board's full, and she's got nothing.
Yeah.
Like, it's always that way. Though it keeps, because we share everything, expenses and income.
Yeah.
We're 50-50 across the board.
Yeah.
So there's no benefiting one over the other.
Both.
Everything is a team concept,
Mhm.
and so if she's slammed and I got time, it only benefits me to help.
Mhm.
Right. Right. Are there teams or have you in town that do that separate?
Not that I'm aware of.
No, we are unique
Yeah.
among
I
teams.
was going to say,
Yes.
probably.
Like with our new brokerage,
Yeah.
getting that set up to where they understand how we operate our shared income. I think was a little foreign to them.
Well, usually like a traditional team, there's a team lead, and then there's different levels under that team lead, depending on what their responsibilities are
Sure.
within the team. Ours is just a really unique structure where it's 50-50 no matter what. And then Jamie gets a little bonus because, you know, she really works
It's Jamie.
hard keeping
She works.
us on all our
And that's another
toes
person
and
that we can both bounce stuff off of. You know,
Yes.
if we're struggling with something, whether it's at home or it's at work, you know,
She's a good balance. Like everything's balanced, I
she-
feel like, with you guys.
she is we are different personalities, and Jamie's even just as much different as the two of us. So one of us is always on when maybe the other one or two are off. So we just help balance.
That's great.
except for maybe this week. We're all
Well,
filled.
this week, yeah.
yeah.
So Silvercreek, any other agents joining, or are you guys the first ones?
Not us.
Well, actually, locally there are some other agents joining Silvercreek, but not with us.
Right, not
Yes.
in your team,
So
but
there's
with
Or
Silver
more.
Creek.
2 or 3 in Grangeville.
There's yeah, I think maybe two.
And then there's an agent here in the Valley that's actually opening a true office
Oh,
for
cool.
them here.
Oh, cool.
But we are a team
Mm-hmm.
under Silver Creek out of Boise. We're not associated directly with that office.
Okay. And is this their farthest besides Coeur d'Alene, and is this the middleman then?
They have Coeur d'Alene and McCall.
Okay. So a little bit in between.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And now here. That's so exciting.
So they have to treat us a little bit different up here.
Yeah. It's a whole new area.
Mhm.
And for you guys being locals, being in the industry for so long, I'm excited for you guys in this
Thank you.
new endeavor.
We're excited.
Mhm.
A little scared, but excited too.
Well,
Oh, always.
scared.
You know, good things aren't.
When you leave your comfort zone of
Yeah.
15, 16 plus
Yes.
years and try something new, it's of course it can be.
To not be scared that's scary.
Right.
You should be scared.
Yeah. I mean, I've been accused of being arrogant, but I'm not that confident.
Right. Being able to take that step and that leap as a team, and that was a team decision.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Had to be.
Well, one of us wanted to do it earlier
Mm.
and the team wasn't ready, didn't feel ready. So
Sure.
we waited until all of us were on board
Mhm.
to make that
That's great.
decision.
And
And then everything just fell into place.
I'm all about timing.
Mhm.
Timing for me, I'm a huge signs believer, and if it was not ready at that time, it wasn't meant to be
It
ready.
wasn't meant to
I
be.
think we both tell our clients that, like our buyers,
Yeah.
they didn't get a house they wanted. It wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You will get the house you're meant to have.
Mhm. I totally believe in that.
Yeah.
That divine timing.
Yeah, positive energy just is really important.
Mm-hmm.
And this week, even as chaotic as it's been, I mean, we all have such a better positive feel. It's just like it was time for change.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing negative about anybody or anything in our past. It's just, it was time.
Yeah.
For us.
We all grow at different stages, and sometimes you're going to grow in a different way than where you were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it feel like a relief now that that's now been this
Oh,
week?
yeah.
And
Oh man, the
Yeah.
buildup.
Yes, anxiety, anticipation.
I usually don't get anxiety, honestly.
No, I don't
I'm pretty
much.
stone cold about a lot of that stuff, but man, this last couple
Really?
weeks,
Really, it was a big deal for us.
it was
I mean,
emotional.
People
and-
do it all the time, but for us, it was not taken lightly.
yeah. What relationships that you build at that place, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, and they'll still be there. That's the
That's
great
great.
part about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
for sure.
Do you have any advice to give to anybody, whether it be in the real estate industry, life? Do you feel like there's something that you feel like is your quote that you live by, or
Tammy just said it. It's all positivity.
Yeah. Be kind and work hard.
Surround yourself with positive, successful people.
Mhm.
You will follow right in line.
Mhm,
You are what you surround yourself with.
for sure,
And
people backing you?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I tell my kids all the time, and I have since they were little. My little quote of life is like it's kind of the mantra I live by: short-term sacrifice, long-term gain. It may be hard right now. It may suck right now. Get through it with a positive attitude and you'll be rewarded later.
There's always phases. One of my best friends says with her kids, it's just a phase. It'll change, especially with her little ones. So I've kind of taken that into a business aspect.
Yep.
There's always a phase. I started in the down times, is what you'd want to call it, or now a balanced time. You guys started at a very big low.
Absolute shit time. It was horrible.
Yeah. So things are phases. Things will change.
We're such an instant gratification
just society culture. Yeah.
That people don't, if it's not right now, oh my God, it's just the end of the world. It's like, just sit back a second. Look at the big picture. Where are we going to go with this? What can we do to change this circumstance?
That's great. Trying to look through my stuff here. Kind of went off the cuff.
That's okay.
Bit, which is good.
That's
I like
perfect.
that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
I want to thank Groundwork for the beer, by the way.
Thank you.
I love the Kolsch.
Great way to end a day.
I'm glad you guys picked this choice. One of my favorites. Let me look here. What time are we at?
Hour 8.
Ooh. We should be done. He can edit all that, so it doesn't look too long. Don't do it.
It's real.
My first one. Come on, I gotta look like I know what I'm doing.
Solid hour. That's good.
Yeah.
I know. I was actually kind of like, oh man, I'm not gonna have enough to talk about. And I've talked to you. We had coffee together and we talked about stuff industry wise. I have not got to talk to you, but I have been around you.
Right.
And it's been pretty darn fun. But I love this. I like this small table talk, this way of getting to know other businesses in town and how you work. And now this new thing that you're now introducing this week. It's amazing. So I really want to thank you both, Tammy Myers and Gary Bergen of the BMC team. What's BMC stand for?
So that when we started our commercial stuff, we tried to figure out a name. We struggled forever.
We should have put more thought into it. Probably, but
it was us. We just called it your commercial connection.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because it was just commercial real estate.
Yeah.
Then once we fully integrated to a team, then it was like, God, what do we call ourselves? We went back and forth on everything in the world and just ended up the Bergen Myers connection.
Okay.
Now it's shortened down to just Team BMC.
Team BMC. Quick, easy to get stuck in your mind.
We thought about Team BM, but then that was like bowel movement.
Yeah,
it didn't work so well.
I do a trivia at the brewery on Thursdays, and I did an acronyms one. Oh, this is the most funniest thing. There was a table, all retired folk. I did AARP as the acronym, and all of them looked up and was like, "We don't know what that is." They had no idea. They didn't really know what AARP.
Don't they get the mailings constantly?
I qualify for that. I get the mailers all the time.
They all looked at me like, "Oh my gosh, we don't know what that is." I thought that reminded
That's
me of that.
fantastic.
That's funny. This week, I'm doing true or false. I wanted to do fact or cap, but we didn't think if someone. Do you know what fact or cap is? It's like true or false. So fact, it's a fact.
Okay.
It's true. Cap, it's false. It's negative.
Cap.
Yeah.
You're losing me at cap.
It's the new slang.
God, I'm so old.
I don't know. Slang nowadays. I got to keep up with the keep up
I'm
with the world.
officially at that age where I don't get anything anymore.
Well, so we're doing true or false. True or false. And some of them are pretty, I think pretty interesting. I'm excited about it. But thank you guys so much. Thank you for Weaponized Media for letting us stay in the studio for over an hour now.
Yeah.
But that's
It's been
it.
fun.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it.
Thank you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And congrats on your new endeavor.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Very
that.
excited.
I think it's going to be a great thing for us and for the Valley.
Great. Oh, cheers.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey, look at that.
There we go.
Beer. It's my favorite.